Ich bin Gini.
I'm Gini from the Instagram account interiorbygini, and I'm an interior designer and interior stylist. I've always been interested in interior design. It was really important for me to have a pleasant space to live and feel comfortable in. From then on, the arrangement of my flat gradually evolved, which took quite some time. We moved to Vienna during lockdown, meaning that it was very difficult to find the right furniture. Simply going to the shops and having a look at what we liked was just not possible at the time. So we just decided to take our time for the planning and creating processes. I also believe that it is important to live in a flat for a while so you can develop a better feel for its atmosphere and what you want to do with it. I was considering a lot of different styles, but little by little I realized that I wanted to keep the classic old building flair because it was so inherent and bound to this living space. This is something that we really didn't want to let go, to waste, by investing in the wrong direction. Then we gradually moved the furniture into the flat. We also took some pieces from our old apartment, and one evening I was just sitting in the living room and it occurred to me that the sofa wasn't filling the space as much as I expected it to. I realized that something I couldn't quite put my finger on was missing. Then I relatively quickly noticed that my biggest problem was the walls. I tried working different walls compositions with pictures and paintings, among other things, but none of these solutions are really convincing for me. I even held it out and visualized it on the computer, but nothing was really doing it for me.
Gefällt mir überhaupt nicht.
Eventually, one evening I was sitting on the sofa, looking at this empty, cold wall, and I said to myself, we should install decorative mouldings. This is the only thing to do here.
Einzige, was man machen kann.
It just felt immediately right, so right that I went looking for information about mouldings on the internet right away. That's when I came across NOЕL MARQUET, and I immediately fell in love with their decorative elements. We first said that we would just start off with the living room and see if we really like it or not. The living room is our most important room, and the before and after effects were simply amazing. The wall was thus finally complete, and so was the entire room. Then I looked from the living room into the bedroom and thought, actually, it would be really nice if we installed mouldings in our bedroom too. So that's exactly what we did. We decorated the bedroom and then gradually carried on with the rest of the apartment.
Verändert und dann nach und nach in der gesamten Wohnung.
Regarding the layout and the spacing possibilities, there are so many ways to install decorative mouldings. For me personally, it was really important to have a horizontal chair rail in the middle that would separate the room nearly. I decided to divide the wall into thirds. This meant that the panel mouldings above would be a lot higher than those below the horizontal chair rail. It was also really important to me that the middle chair rail would be above the sofa so that it would remain visible, and that the room would get a harmonious shape, and that the room composition would match with the sofa and the dinner table. There is one specific model from NOΕL MARQUET that we decided to install, which was the WL7. It's just a nice slim chair rail that I really wanted to have in the whole apartment. I wanted the walls to be nicely filled with chair rails, but for the surfaces to not be too overloaded, I was looking for a chair rail with a neat and slim profile. The chair rail was thus installed in the entire apartment, not only on the walls, but also on the radiator coverings and on the windowsills. This moulding was combined with the WE2, which is another decorative profile from NOΕL MARQUET, and it was installed on the sides of the radiator covering. It was really important to me that this radiator covering would also be visually nicely rounded and not just consist of wooden boards.
Holzbretter sieht, sondern wirklich das auch schön verkleiden kann.
The color concept only came about after having lived here for a while. I first started looking at what would suit the apartment, and since we had this classical old building style, which was also due to the mouldings, I wanted to have classical natural colors that would emphasize the style even more. So we have relatively light colors here, which is also complicated because there are different color shades and nuances that we have to combine and coordinate. Here it is important not to use too much or too little color, but we have a very neutral color scheme in this space.
Farbumgebung.
What do decorative moldings mean to me? Honestly, all that I can say is that it is the very best decision that I've taken for this apartment. Every time we have friends over, we always get asked about them. Anything else is easy to replace. The table can be replaced, the couch can be replaced, but I could never go without the decorative moldings anymore. They really form the whole character of the flat.
Nie verzichten, das macht wirklich auch den Charakter von der Wohnung aus.